So record when you're ready, and then clap your hands to sync with me.
Okay, I got it.
Sounds awesome. Oh god, I can't wait for this.
So what is this? What'd you bring us out of retirement for?
So today we are correcting some Devil Fruit rankings. We got a lot of comments, and so I've compiled a bunch of them. Ones where maybe we didn't consider everything. And then there are other ones where we think the people commenting messed up, and we'll talk about that when that happens. We also have, as usual, our lore master, Savio, who definitely knows everything about One Piece that there is.
Downloaded.
And then we have Yordi, who, I mean, he might know stuff about One Piece. We're not really sure.
I mean, I know the guy. His first name is Lucy.
So I guess without further ado, let's get into it. And we got to start with Luffy.
Real quick, are we allowed to tell people to kill themselves?
I left it in the video a couple of times, so you could, but...
We'll see.
So when we originally made this video, we, and by we, I mean Yordi, had this great idea to pretend that Luffy only had 4 gears, with the expectation that we would eventually talk about the 5th gear and the reveal as a separate fruit. But the problem is that the difference between that fruit and the reveal of Nika is about 2.5 hours of video. And not everyone has time to watch 2.5 hours.
At the time that we're talking about this right now, it has been shown in the shorts, right?
Not even.
We haven't gotten to the short? Yeah, we haven't even gotten to that short yet.
To summarize, we pretended that there was only 4 gears, and everyone wanted to go, actually, there's 5 gears.
Somebody did it. Someone got caught up on the manga.
You guys messed up. You said Lucci was awakened, and I could excuse it if the video came out ages ago, but come on.
I thought we were really playing it up.
It is crazy because all 3 of us played into it. We're not going to change this, I don't think, unless you guys really want to.
No.
We're just going to tell people, we're just going to tell all these people that...
Love yourself. I mean, kill yourself.
You should love yourself now.
You see this cat? She's mad at you because you're not subscribed.
But you can change that right now by scrolling down and hitting the subscribe button. And you could be the first to see high quality content like...
I mean, just imagine being crushed by those gigantic thighs.
Violation.
Oh, fuck.
Violation.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
I have a lot of plans for the future of this channel, and both Sandy and I would love to share it with you. But in order to do that, you need to subscribe. So please. Good kitty.
So Buggy, a lot of people seem to point out that hockey doesn't seem to affect Buggy, and we didn't really consider that the first time, and we also didn't really consider flying as much as maybe we could, because, I mean, in truth, you still need your feet on the ground. It's not really flying, it's just walking really high. Currently we have Buggy right next to Bunbuku, who we all agree
Yes,
is
sir.
perfect C tier.
I'm okay with it being top of C, like actually top of C, or bottom of B. But that's like, if you guys want to, the armament hockey thing isn't really prevalent in my everyday life.
That is something we need to talk about.
We should probably talk about that.
So another thing a lot of people were mad about was that we didn't consider the pure power of something as much. And our answer to that is it's because we weren't considering power. We were considering power, practicality, and coolness. And we were talking about this in the real world.
Sorry, this is random, but if his feet are like have to be on the ground to fly, like, couldn't you just beat the fuck out of his feet?
Yeah, they did that, right? They tickled his toes.
Yeah, you're right. They did. They tickled his toes.
They pulled his dogs out.
I'm happy leaving it where it is. Maybe it can go up a little.
I'm okay with putting him above Nutsack Dog.
Memes aside, we can put him higher than Bunbuku.
Why did we put him lower than the Tanuki? Like,
Fuck you, Yuri. Fuck you.
We put the Tanuki higher than Buggy, kind of to piss you off, if I remember the correctly. I think it's gotta go above Buggy. It's gonna go above Buggy the Clown.
I'm down. Fuck it.
ごときが本気でバロックワークス乗ってから逃げ切れると思ってたの。
Okay, we have Miss Valentine. That brings us to the next issue that we saw with some of the comments. These people are thinking of hypothetical scenarios in which a fruit is awakened when it isn't.
It's not awakened.
Yeah, it's not
I
awakened.
don't know what you want
And there's-
from me.
You could make any of these fruits awakened. Okay, you could say fucking the rust fruit, if it was awakened, would allow you to derust things.
Like just a completely random example, but what if the Foxy Devil Fruit awakened and
Oh,
was
dude,
able to create?
That would be so fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, we got all these comments about like if you're changing individual parts of her body, maybe it could be useful in some way.
The idea that you can change pieces of your body, I think she's only shown whole hog type shit.
She has not shown her
Like-
hog. I don't know what you're talking about.
She hasn't shown herself like changing her hand to be hella heavy so that it creates
Yeah.
like more of a torque when she throws something or whatever the fuck. It's a use case that's not determined as far as we know. Like it's not something that we've seen.
To be clear, we were down for hypotheticals in the real world when it's funny, but when it comes down to it, we should not think about that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
There's too much like speculation to how this
Mhm.
power works, and I feel like I feel like it was pretty. The arc that I was introduced in, they were not really expanding the powers that much, so I feel
Yeah.
like can't really do much with it.
Miss Valentine is right here, just below Tun Tun. So yeah, no change. Next up, we have Wapple.
What the fuck? We waffle ate Blackbeard.
Okay, so yeah, we had a very interesting comment. What if Wapple ate Blackbeard? And that's something we didn't consider. Is that what if Wapple ate somebody?
So in all seriousness,
What are we talking about here, guys? What are we talking about? Eating a devil fruit?
He already did that.
He already did that. We know that you can't have more than one unless you're Blackbeard, and we still don't know how the fuck that happens.
Look, if you can eat more than one devil fruit and it's something that gets revealed later on, sure. We're not gonna fucking input that theory into this.
the other thing that Sabio and I specifically had a lot of conflict about, like trying to substantiate this theory, which has been apparently spread all over the internet, is that Wapple is always hungry. Now I tried really, really hard to find a source for this. I looked all through the manga, I looked through his introduction, I looked through pretty much every chapter that he was in. I could not find a single thing substantiating this. I even looked in the movies, which have weird filler elements and weird changes, but even if it was in the filler, the filler is not what we're talking about. We are not talking about any non-canon shit here.
Maybe the next video we'll do non-canon devil fruits. Maybe.
Who knows?
Where he stands, I think, is fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Honestly.
It's time to talk about the rat that dresses like Jamiroquai. People seemed to be confused as to what our target was for this fruit, because in all honesty, Sabio, you and I were kind of different minds on the day. I was more thinking of what it would be like for me to have the fruit, and I think you were more like, what if I gave it to something?
I was thinking along the lines of, you take the fruit and you take its application in the manga and apply it to real life. Not yourself, but I would give it to an animal because it was given to an animal in the anime. Because we don't know what it would do if a human ate it.
We have one person who suggests that as a human, you would be able to change into any version of the human body.
That's just Bon Clay at that point, I guess, without the touching of the face. So maybe it's better than Bon Clay. But even for this one, I think I was thinking, what if you gave it to something that's not human? In summary, y'all are idiots.
Can we get a love yourself on 3? 1, 2, 3. Love yourself
now.
now.
No change, I don't think.
おいボンちゃんあの時死んじまったかと思ったよ
Speaking of Bon Clay,
Yeah, we didn't consider that Bon Clay was the GOAT.
Yeah, we did
True.
consider that Bon Clay's really cool and that he's OP.
I mean, the reason he can fight people is not because of the devil fruit. It's just because he knows how to fight.
Right, but he has to hit his face and all this. Yeah, I just feel like there's just a lot of like random things.
Do we want to move Bun Buku down?
What? No, I think he's fine.
Is the bit over? Is the dream
But the
dead?
bit is, it's so funny to have him up here.
Yordi, what do you think?
I mean, I wasn't voicing any support to this.
All right, overruled. He stays.
I'm glad that Yordi agrees. He said it. You heard him say it.
I agree.
And I'll add like some TTS of him saying, I agree.
Like talking for a really long time, and it's like subtitles. I agree.
Yeah, his mic cut out. I don't know
He
what
just said, "I
said.
agree right now. Use that one. Use that one."
Yes.
Oh, I
we got him.
Is Mr. Two better than these guys we have in front of him?
Is Mr. 2 better than the push fruit? I'd argue no.
Yeah, probably not.
But is it better than Tama? Yeah. And we'll leave Bon Clay where he is.
No shade to Bon Clay. He's a good character. He's a good guy.
Love the Clay.
Love what he does, especially in the later half when he becomes a good guy.
His fruit's just kind of not it, you know? Cage fruit.
Oh, this one.
So we had a very, very compelling argument that you could sell the steel that you generate to a smeltery.
And it's free money. It's free money. Now, how much is steel?
Okay, so steel ranges from 3 cents to 5 cents a pound. So if you do the math, let's say you generate 200 pounds of steel. That's
$10.
Bro, you need a sweatshop.
And
Dude,
you
and
need
then,
to cut it
like-
off. You need to cut it off somehow.
How much steel do you think this lady generates per hour?
Even if you could generate that much steel per hour, it's just a pain in the ass.
You also have to compete with other people making steel, right?
True.
Yeah, dude, the more steel you make, the more fucked the market gets. We've only seen her use it to make cages, though, right? We haven't seen her make sheet metal.
That's literally the name.
It's called cage.
It's literally called cage. It's not called steel.
She's not
steel
making
fruit.
sheet
not the
metal.
steel
That's the
fruit.
other thing. You'd have to process the steel to sell it. No one's gonna buy fucking cages.
So this guy said the cage fruit isn't that bad.
I think it's that
Wrong.
bad. I think
Love yourself. Love yourself.
Bellamy. Someone had a very passionate comment. It's the free version of Luffy's antics, where Luffy has to coil compress and spin his body to make a spring force. Bellamy can just choose to create one already compressed. Ask any mechanic how nuts the springs for your car's suspension are. He could do industrial versions of those with little to no effort, essentially turning every punch into a cannon shot. Bellamy sucks because he's Bellamy, not because of his fruit's potential.
I agree with the fact that like springs are very powerful, but at the end of the day, this is a power scaling question. The application that the person said is also just straight up combat.
So right now he's in between Mr. 3 and Pell.
Bunbuku's better.
Bunbuku is currently better.
Is Bunbuku like the center? I think he is. He's about the center of it all. He's the average.
agree.
He's the baseline fruit.
True neutral.
No, I'm fine leaving him here. We haven't changed like anything.
This is gonna be the worst video ever because we're just like,
Why
this
we're
is why,
right?
This is why you're
You
wrong.
fucking suck. That's why nobody likes you. That's why you should love yourself now.
So I put this in here just to piss Sabio off, mostly. How is it bad? It's nearly identical to Buggy's, just that it makes him immune to blunt attacks instead of slashes. How do you feel about that, Sabio?
He's never been shown to do anything cool. He is balls.
Is he immune to blunt attacks, or is he like? Because Buggy, right? Like he doesn't have to think about like not getting chopped up or like have to like separate himself.
It's unclear if it's a reflex or if it's something he has to actively do.
They say he's immune to blunt attacks, but that he's not because the force of the attack still goes through. Like a slash for Buggy does nothing to him because it just slips through.
So currently we have him as the third worst fruit.
I was gonna say make him lower, but actually I looked at the other two and I'm like, no, he's good.
Wait, is he the one that got fired from what was it called Frankie's rocket?
Yes, he is.
Is that considered a blunt attack since he shoots him out into like the ship or some shit?
He just shoots his head into the ship. I don't know where the rest of his body goes after that.
We don't know shit about him because he appears for one scene and never again. So
Yeah, maybe we're wrong. Maybe he is just Buggy but rounder. I still think that'd be worse. Maybe not F tier, but like, we haven't seen that.
If he shows up in Laugh Tale as the final villain, then we'll eat our words, bro.
he's actually the guy on the boat controlling the ocean.
He's the guy with the eye patch.
He's the guy with the eye
flames.
patch.
I mean, he's close.
He's so close to
Oh my
having an eye
god,
patch.
it does kind of look like it.
0時の鐘が鳴った私たちも本気で行くぞハラハラハラ
Okay, so we got this random fucker. This random fucker named
Hey.
Fambrio said that Perona should be higher.
I agree.
The main thing that we didn't really consider with Perona, we didn't think about the intangibility of her and how she could use more ghost powers.
We were kind of just talking about depression and not.
To be fair, that's like the big thing that she uses. But the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, oh, we kind of did her dirty.
No, I mean, I think this commenter looks fucking stupid. But I think maybe he has a point. She's below the wash fruit right now.
Bro is not washed. We haven't seen
not worth
full flying. It's more of a hover. So maybe it's not worth it enough for A.
I think it should go above Kuma. Kuma has just a bit too many restrictions. I can't in good conscience put it above Kaku because giraffes are just too cool. So Brook, he get ghost powers with it. We talked about this.
We talked about the ghost powers. We didn't really talk about the ice powers.
Okay, I think the ice powers might actually be part of his thing.
I think that's part of the weird soul thing. I don't know. When I watched what we talked about Brook originally, we did mostly focus on the you get a second life thing. Despite all of that, we thought it was pretty high just because of that.
If we're assuming that the ghost powers means, becoming intangible, the soul leaving his body, like how he's able to like kind of astral project, that's just a worse version of Perona, and we don't have Perona higher.
It's already pretty freaking high, like maybe it can go above Tony.
Human fruit. I feel like it's just it gives sentience to shit. Like that's kind of crazy. Like I know this one gives you second life and all this and like added things, but like giving something sentience is pretty fucking crazy, right?
That is pretty crazy.
It's a toss up.
Someone got a coin to flip. Tony above Brooke. Call it, Yordi. Call it.
I mean, I
Head or
think
tails?
Cody should be above.
No. You call the heads or tails.
Heads.
Shit, that flew. It's heads. You can't see.
Wow.
It's
All right,
heads.
Brooke stays where he was. Commenters, you put up a good fight, but it wasn't good enough.
Gecko Moria. I'm not really sure what people thought because we did say that he's still good. It's just that he's probably one of the weaker main bad guys. Shadow Fruit is bad. Dude, you don't know, and then lists a bunch of characters with shadow abilities.
Which, by the way, they all use the shadow abilities different, even from each other. Like, they haven't shown him putting things into his shadow as a form of, like, carrying them, right? That's something that they do in other anime.
This commenter did have a point that he does control his own shadow, which I believe allows him to kind of like manipulate his form himself, because like in the world of One Piece specifically, the shadow is like kind of like a soul. I'm not really sure how to feel about this comment. If Gecko took shadows in a fight during the day, everyone would immediately melt away.
You have to capture someone to get their shadow. It's not like you could just snap your fingers and grab their shadow. You have to like have them strung up and then cut off their shadow. At that range, you could just kill them.
He can actually be the shadows in your room.
I still see shadows in my room.
He's literally the bottom of B.
It is kind of disrespectful that we put Foxy above Gecko Moria. But I agree.
I mean, okay, for sure, like he cannot be above Dr. Vegapunk's like fucking right. Like I mean, having all the like that's crazy. His intelligence and shit.
The other thing that we talked about with Gecko Moria is he's had so much time and like effort put in to like amass this power. It scales really high on its own, unless you're like a serial killer who captures people and fucking cuts their shadow off, you're not going to be seeing that.
It might be better than X Drake.
Yeah, I'm okay putting it up. He doesn't pass Foxy though.
Capone, a lot of people were thinking that maybe it was too low. They didn't really give a good explanation as to why. I mean, this person said Imagine Awakening.
Again,
Fuck you.
we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
But maybe he could be a little higher because in all honesty, it is a pocket dimension. It's inside you, and you can also go inside yourself.
You can live inside yourself.
Free house.
It's a free house.
You're selling me on it being better.
No, I'm saying this might actually be good. The title for this short I put was "Would you let your friends come inside you?"
And it did numbers, so I'm just saying people want to come inside their friends.
Yordi, would you come inside Sabio, if you
Whoa,
wanted to.
whoa! Why are you making this about
For
me?
free housing?
For free
free
not
housing.
paying, not paying
Free
thousands of dollars in rent. Yeah.
I'm moving him straight to the ass, bro. You're living in Left Cheek City.
I think it should go right below Bello, honestly.
Beige, you could just be the ultimate landlord. Like honestly, you could make
That's fucked up, bro.
Whoa.
yeah.
Why'd
Like,
you say that? You made demoted.
Demoted. All right, below Bunbuku. It's
No. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
ストローマンズカードで
So basil. Someone did point out that the tarot prediction stuff is supposedly just basil, and it's not actually related to the straw fruit. Maybe his voodoo stuff is related because it's straw dolls, but it's unclear.
Yeah, maybe it's a Golden Week situation where, you know, that is just him. He just has that innately, and then the fucking devil fruit chose him. He's like, yeah.
On the other hand, deflecting damage on other people is kind of crazy. This person is right.
I mean, I guess if you're in war, you can be like, I want to give it to that guy.
I'm going to double it and pass it on to the next person.
Me when I yell at people to take out my emotions, and then you're just deflecting them onto someone else. Can you do emotional damage to a fucking
Can you deflect emotional damage?
to a voodoo doll?
I think it's funny the random like if you're fighting right like somebody who like lost an appendage and like you're gonna put that damage.
Someone's arm just falls off. What the fuck?
Me when I punch myself in the balls, but the woman no have balls like that. Maybe it hurts her ovaries.
Wait, guys. What if Luffy's hat was made from the straw fruit? What like where would that how would that change the lore?
Look, I think we can all agree that he goes below
We
Bunbuku.
can all agree that he goes below Bunbuku. The question is by how much?
I think we shouldn't take for granted that his abilities have nothing to do, like that the voodoo abilities have nothing to do with his fruit.
How about this, Sabio? Tell me when to stop.
I think you can stop right there. Well, no. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. Keep it moving. Keep it pushing. Alright. We could probably stop there.
Better than sick, better than... Why do we have the horse above sick fruit? I just realized. That's wild.
It's like he's feeding the hay to the horse. Like it's perfect. X-Drake. So someone had a very genius comment. So if Drake turns into a dinosaur and someone cuts his tail off and then he turns back human, what part is cut off? And will it be back when he turns dinosaur again, or is it an unlimited food source? Yordi, what are your thoughts on this?
What the fuck? Why are they asking us questions?
It's a very serious topic. If he cuts off his tail, can he endlessly regenerate it? Like the guy from Fire Punch.
This guy isn't even, like, he doesn't even have a cat in this race. Like, he's just straight up asking us a question.
No, he's just asking us the question. You're right.
Here's the thing is that like as far as we see in his transformation, like we actually don't see his like cock and balls, so like maybe that's like where the tail comes from. I don't know.
What does this tail go? Does it go like this?
It just goes, it goes, like, it's out this way, and it just retracts backward. Maybe the top part of his butt cheek falls off. Because I don't think he had an ass. Review the tapes. No ass, no cheeks.
No cheeks.
Look at that, no cheeks.
Oh.
Oh, wait. He kind of looks like he has an ass on that one.
Look at that curve.
Maybe that's just his thigh.
The question that I have is, do you want to move him down just because?
His name is Drake.
So I think we should just leave him. That was just a fun little fucking side tangent.
こんなことを言うじゃないか。毒を持って毒を制す。
制してないから下痢になるんでしょ
So Magellan is one of the few fruits that I think
We gotta take this out.
we legitimately fucked up on. So I mean, you and I can agree this is Yordi's fault.
I think we're all in agreement here.
Yes, and Yordi will say I agree.
I agree.
When we ranked Magellan, we just assumed that the diarrhea was part of the devil fruit, when in fact it's just because he likes eating his own poison, like a dumbass.
You forgive us for doing that because his fruit name is Doku no Mi. It looks like Dookie no Mi. I don't know.
Immunity to poison. I mean, it's not like any of us are encountering poison on a daily basis.
trying to survive an assassination attempt. I'm slowly eating poison.
I'm building up my tolerance.
No, but you just get diarrhea if you ate it. No.
No.
I don't think he goes into B, but like it's definitely not D.
We gotta think about it. There's zero practicality, but it is overwhelming power.
It can melt people. It's like an acid, kind of like the poison.
Yeah, I think maybe we put it up to B.
Is it better than our shadow?
Yeah, if you don't have to shit, if you're not a shitter.
Is it better than terraforming Isle?
Probably not.
Yeah, okay. I like this. I just don't know how I'm gonna do this in 2 days. I mean, I'm only halfway.